And our first main topic today gets submitted to us by Michael T. And Michael T writes, "Hi, John and Rob. Back in Avengers Infinity War, we thought that would be the last time we would see Loki. However, Loki has continued to appear in both the Loki series, Marvel's What If series, as well as rumored to be in the next Doctor Strange movie, which we don't know if that's true or not. With Tom's desire to continue his character, what kind of role will he have moving forward? Could it be possible to take a more heroic role in the movies? Let me know your thoughts." All right, thanks for sending that in, Michael. And yeah, look, Loki is kind of the poster child, Rob, for the reason I call Marvel the Marvel fake death cinematic universe. And Loki is really the poster child of that. I have lost count. They even made, Tom Hiddleston made a joke about it in the Loki series about been killed many times or something like that. They even made a joke out of it. They even killed him in the Loki series again and then brought him back. I mean, they've done it many, many times. And you're right. When we saw the beginning of Infinity War, it seemed like to us that that was finally, not that I wanted it to be the end of Loki, but it seemed like, okay, that was the end of Loki, even having Thanos say, "No resurrections this time." You know, as if saying to the audience, okay, now Loki's really gone. Now he's gone. And of course he wasn't. And then he was back for the Loki series. And I enjoyed the Loki series. I didn't think it was great, but I enjoyed the Loki series, and I always love seeing Tom Hiddleston playing the God of Mischief. I love seeing him in this role. Now, shortly after the Loki series, I believe, wrapped, Tom Hiddleston was asked, like, would you play this role forever? And he said, yeah, I would play this role for the rest of my life. If you guys remember, he said the following. He said, yeah, absolutely. I'm so lucky that I've got to play Loki for this long. And, you know, I feel like he's such an interesting character who's been around in human consciousness for so long. And he's got so many different aspects, so many different complex characteristics that it feels like every time I play him, I find out something new, or we get to evolve him or take him down an avenue that we haven't gone down before. So he was basically saying, you know, I'll play this role forever. I'll play Loki forever. Sign me up. So the question now becomes, Rob, now that we've had his run in the movies, we've now seen Loki. He's obviously being a part of introducing Kang into the universe as well. What is his role going to be moving forward? What is he going to be significant? Are we going to see him pop up in the movies? Will we see him in Doctor Strange? We saw him evolve to really being more. He's always been something of an anti-hero or a misunderstood villain, but they've seemed to have brought him to a point where he's more heroic. I would personally, Rob, love to see him and Chris Hemsworth on screen together again. I love when I get to see the Odin sons fighting side by side on screen. I get a huge kick out of that. And I hope to see it again. So personally, I think we're going to see him take on more of a heroic role. And I think we're going to see him take on a bigger role in the MCU, especially, Rob, now when you consider the fact that stalwarts like Robert Downey Jr. isn't there anymore. Chris Evans isn't there anymore. Scarlett Johansson may or may not be back, depending now that they've kissed and made up. But I think he's going to actually become more predominant in the MCU moving forward. Hell, maybe even being an Avenger. How's that for going far out? Anyway, Rob, we've seen all the Loki stuff. Our viewer asks, what's going to be his role moving forward, if any? How do you see Loki's role in the MCU moving forward?
Well, I think Loki's had the curtain pulled back, and he's seen things, as Roy Batty said in Blade Runner, that you people wouldn't believe. So going to the end of time and meeting Kang and finding out all about the multiverse and the Time Variance Authority and all of that makes him one of the more valuable people in all of creation in terms of knowing how the universe and it all works. It also makes him incredibly dangerous. So to me, Loki has been given added dimensions to his character that make him, in my mind, a fulcrum point of the entire MCU. Wherever Loki goes, knowledge, dangerous knowledge, goes with him. And knowledge he can exploit and use against people that have no clue as to what Loki now knows. So I prefer him as an anti-hero. I like the idea that he can be Machiavellian, and now his machinations can be grander than ever before. So I think that we'll be seeing a lot more of him in the MCU. And John, I'm there for it. Whether he fights alongside Thor or figures out a way to imprison Thor at the end of time while he rebuilds Asgard in his own image. I don't know what's going to happen. But dude, I'm stoked to see where it goes.
Question is for you guys. What do you think is going to be the future of Loki in the MCU coming out of the Loki series? Do you think he's basically only going to be peppered in here and there? Do you think he's going to take on more of a dominant role? Do you think he's only going to be used in the series stuff? Or do you think we're going to see him pop up on the big screen again? However you guys feel, jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.